to everyone. Can someone confirm, please, if my screen is visible to you and can you hear me well?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so we can start, guys. Others, they will keep joining. Before we proceed with the remaining topics of storage, just wanted to have a quick look because I did not get reply from a single one of you that anyone tried creating storage account. Did you not try doing that? You got stuck, you already created, no one replied. So just wanted to check, did any one of you create a storage account? Okay, yes, please do practice. Unless you practice, you're not gonna learn. Trust me with this at least. Because you're going to present that you have worked for 3 or 4 years. तो जब आप 3-4 साल काम करते हो तो कितनी बार आपने बनाया होगा, right? कि वो आपके माइंड में फिट होने के लिए you'll have to keep practicing. So please do that. So no one has completed the practical. See, I'm putting my side of efforts. I'm doing my share, but you will have to do it equally. Then only there will be some outcome. Right. Apart from the practical, are you guys ready with these questions? What is a shared disk? What is encrypted disk? What is an Azure storage account? What is Azure storage lifecycle management? Anyone ready with these answers? I presume no, right? Unless anyone says if he or she is. And apart from that, I sent a YouTube video link. Did you guys check that? It was a very small link. Hardly 1 minute, maybe. Anyone got chance to watch that video?
No, Sulban.
It's hardly of 1 minute and 51 seconds, guys. Here they have explained how to utilize or how to create this life cycle management, the one which we were discussing. Though I have mentioned that I will be covering, but please go ahead and watch the videos. It's a simple one. It will hardly take a minute and so, not more than 2 minutes, guys. So whenever I'm assigning some tasks to you, please make sure to complete that. Otherwise, all these efforts which we are putting from last 3 months, money which you guys are paying, everything is gonna be for toss. And एक बार वो momentum खत्म हो जाता है ना, then you will not be able to clear the interview, and then you will be stuck where you were. और उसके बाद नहीं होता. I'll be busy with my another batch. I'll be busy with my work. I won't be able to attend one-on-one वाले calls. एक limit तक attend कर सकता हूँ, right? Not more than that. So don't expect कि यार ये doubt I'll call later and check. Don't expect कि हाँ ये वाला I'll do that later. When we are in that momentum, do that. If you have any errors, others are there to help you. I am there to help you, and you will learn. Because कल ही आपने सीखा था, if you would have gone today and tried creating a storage account, it would have been easier for you. Same thing if you do on the last day. One thing, you'll forget many options. Maybe you'll complete the assignment just by guessing or clicking next. You'll complete the task, but you won't get that understanding clearly. And second thing, like last week I observed, all of you are trying to complete the Rishi was there, Murtaza was there. If all of you try to do it at the last moment, uh, less resources will be there and the quota problem will be there. When we have 1 week, I don't understand why do you guys wait till last day, right? So make sure, guys, that whenever it is assigned, manage some time, guys. I understand all of you are working. I'm also working. All of you have some work. All of us have some work and everything. But if you want to achieve something, if you want to get out of your current job and get a good package, get a good job, good domain, which will help you further, you'll have to get some time out. And if you really think, all of us will get time, I'm sure about it. कहीं ना कहीं हम यार कोई रील्स देखने में 1 घंटा वेस्ट कर देते हैं, कहीं पर यहाँ पर दोस्तों में बैठे हुए. आई एम श्योर इफ यू रियली फिगर इट आउट, you will definitely get time. 1 hour कोई भी निकाल सकता है. And yesterday's practical, it would have hardly taken 15 minutes, not even 1 hour. Right? So guys, please read these questions. Now you are just taking it lightly. At the end of it, now look at this. ये सारे questions अपने आप में काफी हो गए. Now if you start reading from here, if you decide कि यार हाँ course खत्म होने के बाद आज I'll start from here, आपको ये questions करने में ही 1 महीना लग जाएगा. And by the time I'll be busy with my another batch, और आपका जो momentum था, जितना कुछ हमने practically सीखा, you'll forget that. And then you go ahead and start doing the practical. उसमें 1 और महीना निकल जाएगा, right? So you're losing on time, and ultimately it's gonna hit you. So guys, please take this seriously. Complete these questions, complete these tasks, And if you have any questions, please do ask me. So let's go ahead and start with our practical, which we left yesterday. We'll start with the practical. Don't want to start with theory, or do you guys want to start with the theory with storage components and everything? Whatever we were reading, these parts are pending. This is pending. This is pending. I have to explain this. What do you want? Do you want to see the storage account first completely, or do you want theory?
If half practical, half theory, it would be good because it will be much better to
No, to
understand
start
the
with.
concept.
To start with. Obviously, we'll have half practical and half theory. To start with, do you want me to start with theory? Do you want me to start with practical?
Theory would be good, I guess.
What about others, guys?
So, yeah, theory is fine.
Okay, so let's start with theory. Guys, just give me a minute. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Right, so let's start with the theory, guys. And when it comes to practical, obviously we are gonna see creating the storage account from scratch. Yesterday we were practicing, but we had to stop, and we'll see that again from scratch, so don't worry about it. Okay, so let's talk about this redundancy. Now, what do you mean by redundancy, guys? Storage durability option or redundancy option, both are same. It is just synonym for one or the other words, right? So when someone is asking about durability, you can say the same thing. If they're asking about redundancy, you can say the same thing. If they're talking about high availability, it's the same thing. Fine. So anyone who can explain what is high redundancy or high availability or durability, not in terms of storage, not in terms of Azure storage, in general, what do you understand by this word? Guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Someone? What is high availability or redundancy or durability? What do you understand by these words? Not in terms of Azure, not in terms of storage, in just specific plain language, general language. What do you understand by this? We have already covered this, guys. We have discussed high availability in detail. So what do you understand by high availability?
High availability is when a certain, let's say we need a certain security for during, let's say, disaster management. Like if I have 3 servers and one of it goes down, at least I have two servers which are online in other region, in other zones. So that can come under high availability. Whatever things which make our services, or let's say our application, more durable and more available is known as high availability or durability.
Yes, somehow it is correct. What about others, guys? Who else can explain what is high availability? Nitesh, would you like to try? These are must questions, guys. High availability पूछा ही जाना है. Definitely. And if you're not ready with these basic questions, then you have a lot to cover, a lot to work. Anyone else would like to try? Neha, Suraj, do we have Suraj? Has Suraj joined? Suraj, Yusuf Bhai, Nelson, Mansa, Ibrahim, any one of you? What is high availability? A proper answer? Yes, Fauzi, would you like to
It should
try?
be, yeah, it should
Yeah,
be
please.
highly available. I mean, there shouldn't be any downtime. It should give high availability, whether it should be in same data center or that could be in different or in different geographical regions.
Yeah, gist of it is correct. Okay, guys, both answers was correct, but when you go to interview, do not expect interviewer to fetch something out of you. Okay, okay, if she is saying like this or he is saying like this, that means he knows the concept or she knows the concept. Your interviewer is not going to do that for you. You will have to explain it. Last time I gave you an example that click by click you'll have to explain. So when you're talking about high availability also, you will have to explain it thoroughly. that first thing, what is high availability? How do we use it? When do we use it? When it comes to storage, now we are going to learn what is high availability. When it comes to virtual machines, what are the types of high availability we have? We have load balancer, we have availability zone, we have availability set. So you could use all these options. And if you're talking in general, then also use one or the other option or one or the other example for high availability. किसी भी तरह का कोई भी एग्जांपल हो सकता है, but make sure to include some option, some example, some case study in your interviews. Always do that. Okay, so let's start with this one, that what is the high availability for our storage. One thing, the high availability which we discussed in virtual machines, do not make analogy directly here. Exactly उस तरह से नहीं है ये. Okay, something is different with this one. So we'll discuss that. How is it different? What is it? What is the difference, and how exactly it works with storage account when it comes to storage account? Okay, now let's say that I am planning to have one storage account with Azure. Our first question: can I have a virtual machine with Azure without any high availability, without any redundancy? Is it possible?
Yes, it is.
Or is it mandatory to have redundancy?
Yes, it is possible.
It
It's
is
not
possible, right?
mandatory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What option do we select when we have to create a machine without redundancy? Anyone remembers what option do we select?
No redundancy.
No redundancy.
No redundancy, right? On the contrary, when you create a storage account, it is not possible for you to create a storage account without redundancy. If you don't want anything, minimum you have to take LRS. What is LRS? I'll explain it to you. But understood, one part is clear, that when it comes to virtual machine, you can have a virtual machine without redundancy. But when it comes to storage, redundancy will be there for sure. Clear? Hai?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what is LRS? LRS is your local redundant storage. Now, what does it mean, local redundant storage? It means that in one data center, in one region, one data center, if you are creating a storage account of let's say 10 GB, then by default there will be 3 replicas in one region. So if this is the let's say that this is a region and this is a data center. How many data centers will I have in region? Data center.
Maximum there are.
Yeah.
Maximum there are 3.
Okay, minimum.
Minimum 1.
Yes, minimum one will also do, right? It's not like that you have to have 2. So I mean, which means there are many data centers जहाँ पे there are many regions जहाँ पे सिर्फ एक data center भी होगा. What is it called, by the way, a data center which a region which has multiple data centers? What is it called?
Zone.
Availability zone. Data
Availability.
region with
Availability zone.
availability zone.
Availability.
So let's say that this is a region without availability zone. Okay, maybe Pune. I'm not sure if Pune has availability zone or not. We can see that. But for example, let's say it's Pune, or maybe South Korea, anything, which doesn't have availability zone, which means it's a single data center, right? And in this data center, I have these 3 racks, 3 racks or 300 racks or jitne bhi hai. I have applied for one storage account. I have asked them to give me a 5 GB storage account or 10 GB storage account. Okay, and I've got it. Let's say that this is the storage account. I've got it 10 GB. They have assigned me some 10 GB का block कहीं पे assign कर दिया उन्होंने, and I'm using this 10 GB data storage account. I'm using it happily. But what is the problem here, or what is this? What is the issue here is, or a redundancy, which I won't even call it an issue. What is the feature here that I will not have this only here? इसका एक कॉपी जो है by default यहाँ पर कहीं बन जाएगा, and दूसरा कॉपी यहाँ पर कहीं पर बन जाएगा. That is not an optional. Like in virtual machine, you had an option that you want to have a availability set or you don't want to have. This is like availability set. Are you guys getting it?
Yes.
ये आपके availability set की तरह हो गया, ठीक है? और इसके बीच का data sync वगैरह you don't have to worry about it. This data sync Azure will take care of. In terms of virtual machine, was Azure taking care of this, or you had to take care of it?
Azure will take care of it.
Azure.
No, in virtual machine, was Azure taking care of it? Did you see that, guys?
Yeah.
If Azure was taking care of it, why did we learn load balancer then? Why did we talk about the applications and other methods? Why did we talk about share disk? When it comes to our virtual machines, guys, in availability set, does Azure take care of their application, or do you have to configure
No,
their
the
application?
user,
We have to
we
configure.
have to configure it.
Yes, don't forget things, guys. ये नहीं होना चाहिए कि हम स्टोरेज पढ़ रहे हैं आप वर्चुअल मशीन भूल गए. Okay, but
So
then
in this case, Sohail bhai, as you said that it will be random, right? But there are no fault domains and the update domains, right? In storage.
yeah, I'm coming to that. Wait, I'm coming to that.
Okay.
So is it clear till now? The points are clear. Virtual machine may we can have without redundancy. Here we cannot have without redundancy. Minimum you have to take LRS. Is it clear till
Yes.
here? Virtual machine
Yes.
may sync you have to configure. Otherwise, having 3 different machines is it's of no use to you unless you put a load balancer in front of them, and unless you configure the synchronization between them. वो 3 मशीन कुछ काम की है कि आपके नहीं है. You will have to make sure कि सब पे सेम एप्लीकेशन चले, सबका सिंक्रोनाइजेशन हो, और सबके लिए एक फ्रंट एंड आईपी हो, लोड बैलेंसर वगैरह के तरह का कुछ हो. Right? That is your responsibility. But in storage, you have to take minimum LRS. You can't have a storage account without redundancy, and the synchronization, it is not your concern. Azure will take off the synchronization. The moment I say synchronization is not your concern, or so it clearly means कि कोई आपको availability set वगैरह कुछ नहीं बनाना है. You just create one account, select LRS, Azure will take care of it कि वो दूसरा storage account कहाँ पर बनाता है और तीसरा storage account उसका replication कहाँ पर बनाता है. It is Azure's responsibility. Okay, in virtual machine you see 3 different machines. You can go ahead and shut down one of them, you can upgrade one of them, you can delete one of them. स्टोरेज में ऐसे कुछ नहीं होता है. स्टोरेज में ये आपको एक ही दिख रहा है. द वन विच यू सी हियर, this is the only you will see, this is the only you will control, here is the only you can edit, delete, whatever you want to do you will delete. इसका जो ऑटोमेटिक रेप्लिका है, Azure will keep doing it in the background. So for you the visibility will be there only for one. किसी एप्लीकेशन से कनेक्ट भी करना है आप इसी को करोगे, जो कुछ करना है आप इसी के साथ करोगे. Is it clear, guys, till here?
Yes.
Okay. Now then, how is it useful for us? If I don't have access to this one, then how is it useful? So this is useful in terms of meeting the SLA. Azure is saying that if you take a storage account from me, I'm promising you that 99% high availability, 99% availability I'm promising. So 735 hours in a month, we calculated it last time, right? उसका 90% आप देख लो कितना होता है, मे बी 700 hours या समथिंग इस तरह से कुछ होगा. तो पूरे महीने में 700 hours ही आपका storage account जो है अप रहेगा. The numbers are, I'm just giving vague numbers, right, guys? Or if you want me to give the correct numbers, just give me a minute. Let me open the calculator. Okay, so the total number of hours we get in a month is 730, right? So this is monthly SLA we are talking about. कि नहीं आपको 730 hours होता है, उसी का आपको billing होता है, right? इतना आप लोगों का monthly hours usage होता है. So when Azure says that 90% of SLA, which means that 365 hours आपका storage account हमेशा up रहेगा. Whether it is being accessed directly, whether it is being accessed using storage account, whether it is being accessed using your application या किसी भी तरह से access हो, but 73 hours का downtime is possible. This is what you get in LRS. Again, this 90% वाला SLA, this is not the exact number. It is somewhere around 99 ऐसे कुछ है वो, right? I'm just sharing the example with you. ये numbers और figures जो है आप हमेशा जाके up to date इसमें देखोगे, Azure की वेबसाइट पे देखोगे. So if I'm taking एक 90% SLA वाला, it is saying कि महीने में 73 hours down हो सकता है. वैसे 90% वाला कोई भी नहीं है. Maximum, I think 95% is the minimum what they are promising. So let's say if I say 93%, 730, 95%, so 693 होता है 95%. मतलब महीने में only 37 hours का डाउन टाइम हो सकता है. Now what is a downtime? Downtime का मतलब है कि ये डिस्क आपका एक्सेसिबल नहीं है. This disk and this disk as it is, it's just not visible to you, it is not accessible to you. But Azure is keeping it. Why? Because whenever there is some work या कुछ भी है, Azure 37 hours से ज्यादा का डाउन टाइम वगैरह उसको चाहिए. So what Azure will do, Azure इस पे अपना कुछ मेंटेनेंस का काम करता होगा और आपकी कनेक्टिविटी आपको जो है यहाँ इसकी जाए डायरेक्टली यहाँ से मिल जाएगी, because they have a replication. And if there is something going on this one, you'll get it here. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to do anything. It will happen. Everything will happen in background. That is Azure's task. Virtual machine के केस में आप लोगों को सब कुछ करना पड़ रहा था, right? You had to configure the front end IP and everything. Here Azure is promising that 693 hours or 90% जो है 95% आपको high availability मिलेगी. Yeah, there are some times जहां पर सब कुछ डाउन हो सकता है, जहां पे तीनों भी एक साथ डाउन हो गए and you will not get it. But इसका synchronization, इसका बीच में connectivity, how your traffic will flow from here to there, everything will be taken care by Azure. Is it clear, guys?
Yes, Sohail bhai.
So now it is keeping. Yes.
I had a question. So let's say, as you explained that if one one storage is down, the other will directly be shown, right? So you talked about synchronization. So is it done in real time or is there a
You don't
specific
have to
time or
worry.
do?
You don't have to worry about it, and you don't even know it. Azure doesn't even share it. Azure is
Okay.
promising you SLA. They will deliver it. What they are doing in the background, then neither they are sharing it with us, nor we have to know about it, because वो आपका काम ही नहीं है. अगर सिंक्रोनाइजेशन नहीं भी होता है, कुछ नहीं होता है, अगर स्टोरेज अकाउंट डाउन है, so there is no way you can troubleshoot. You simply have to raise a ticket with Azure that you promised me 95% of SLA. Last month ही जो है वो इतना hours down था, 30 hours down था. So now it is going below the 90%, 95%. Maybe Azure will give you some monetary benefit, some extra benefit, some coupons वगैरह किसी भी तरह से, or they will work on the priority, whatever they want to do it, they will do it. There's no way you or me can troubleshoot here. They won't share their synchronization policies, they won't share their algorithm, they won't share anything. And no one knows that. It's not there in any document. So we don't even have to know about it. Clear?
Okay, sir.
It's completely Azure's, because you're using it as a platform as a service. Now understand, guys, when you're using as an infrastructure service, तो आपकी responsibility ज़्यादा होती है. Now you're using as a platform as a service. You order a pizza, right, with jalapeno. You're not gonna ask कि आपने यार कहाँ से purchase किया, कितने में purchase किया, did you bargain while purchasing? You are not worried about it. You order something, you need it. It should be there. You're gonna pay for that. वो कहाँ से लेकर आया, कितने में परचेस किया, महंगा हुआ, सस्ता हुआ, did he bargain, did he not bargain? You don't have to worry about it. What you're worried, what you're getting as a product, that should be good enough. If there is some discrepancy, there's some quality compromise, quality issues in your product, then definitely you're going to ask them. Still, what will you ask them? You'll ask them, replace it. Simple. You're still not going to ask, आपने किससे खरीदा था उससे replacement लेकर आओ, आपने कहां से खरीद लिया, खराब आया. You are not worried about it, right? आपका ब्रेड खराब हो रहा है, you are not worried about it. कि आपने किस बेकरी वाले से ब्रेड खरीदा था. यू बाइंग अ वड़ा पाव, मेरे सिंपल एग्जांपल वड़ा पाव, आपके पाव में कोई खराब होता है, यू आर नॉट वरीड कि यार आपने किस बेकरी से खरीदा था, लेट मी गो अहेड एंड आस्क रिफंड. लेट्स से कि किसने उसमें ये की. यू विल सिंपली से टेक इट बैक, गिव मी अ गुड वन. आई एम पेइंग फॉर द प्रोडक्ट, यू डिलीवर द प्रोडक्ट. अंडरस्टूड?
Yes, sir.
बट इन
Yes.
इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर वहां पर आपकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. देयर यू आर जस्ट यूजिंग देयर प्लेटफॉर्म, right? You're just using their platform. वहां पर आप खुद अपना सब कुछ बना रहे हो. So there it is your responsibility. So this is LRS. हम एक को ही इतना डिटेल में एक्सप्लेन करेंगे, बाकी सब में बस आपको जो है कॉपी पेस्ट ही करना है. So there are 3 replicas in one region. Is it clear this point?
Yes, sir.
So now as we have seen it, because it is in one region, so it will protect again. What will it protect again? Again a disk or node failure. कि अगर डिस्क फेलियर हो जाता है तो उसके अगेंस्ट आपको प्रोटेक्शन मिलेगा. क्यों? लुक एट दिस. ये अगर डिस्क फेल होता है, अल्टीमेटली आई टोल्ड यू राइट, यहाँ पर 50 टीबी के सारे डिस्क लगे हुए हैं, उसमें से आपको एक छोटा सा चंक दिया हुआ है. सो इफ दिस फेल्स, इफ समथिंग हैपेंस हियर, इफ दिस फेल्स, तो आपको सर्विसेज यहाँ से मिल रही है. इफ दिस रैक फेल्स, स्टिल यू आर गेटिंग सर्विसेज फ्रॉम हियर. इज इट क्लियर गाइस? Salman bhai, can you ask this? If I keep reading this question, it will take a lot of time. Can you unmute yourself and ask this?
Yes, well, bhai. Actually, you are explaining. That's why I put the question over there.
No, guys, I
So,
have always told you, do ask questions. I want you to speak. Even if it is probing, cross questioning, you're questioning my explanation, whatever it is, I want you to speak, because unless you speak here, you're not going to speak in your interview. And in your interview also, you will have to do some cross question. किसी ने कुछ बोल दिया और आपके समझ में भी नहीं आ रहा, you will not just sit quiet, you will cross question. Okay, you ask this question, let me probe something, what does it mean, yeah, इसका क्या मतलब है, are you talking about this, are you talking about that? So you should always talk. Yeah, please proceed with your question.
All right. So my question is here as well, by suppose we subscribe to the no redundancy option for virtual machine or application,
Hmm.
and due to some issue my application is down.
Hmm.
Then I'm just checking that why we need high availability option for the storage, which is mandatory, I think, right?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Which
So
yeah,
that's why I'm
नहीं,
checking.
this is mandatory, but Azure says कि इसका हम आपसे कोई प्राइस नहीं ले रहे, LRS का आपसे कोई प्राइस नहीं ले रहा. That's what they're saying, but obviously this is the basic one they have. You want it, you don't want it, that's a different thing. This is the basic one they have, and they have just explained their infrastructure, that when we say LRS, this is what you have. So even if you are not taking anything in your virtual machine as a high availability, it's a good question. I understand that you're saying in virtual machine में मैंने कोई high availability नहीं ली है, which means मेरा application downtime bear कर सकता है. So why should I take high availability in storage, right? That's what you're trying to ask. But that is what they have.
Yes.
Minimum you have to take LRS. That is what they have. But Azure says we are not taking anything from you for LRS. You're getting this for free. You're not paying anything extra for LRS. This is a free service they're giving just to maintain their SLA. Clear?
Yes, bhai.
Okay.
Yes.
So it says the 3 replicas in one region. These are the properties which you will have to explain when they ask you to difference between LRS, ZRS वगैरह, तभी आप लोगों को explain करना पड़ेगा. Okay. It protects against the disk failure or the rack failure. I hope you understood by now कि rack failure का मतलब क्या होगा, right? We have seen it in detail. कि इसका power supply, इसका ISP वगैरह कुछ अगर disconnect हो जाता है, that is your rack failure. But you will still get services. How? Using this rack or using this node or using this disk. Clear? Anyone did not understand?
No, it's clear.
Okay.
Sohail bhai, do we have any kind of full forms for these short?
Sorry, can't hear you, Murtaza. Losing your voice.
Yeah, I'm asking, do we have any full forms for these short forms?
Yeah, I just explained. I think you missed it. Anyone
Yes,
who got it? LRS ka full form?
Local redundancy storage.
Yes, perfect now.
Okay.
And
Yes,
when
got
we
it.
go, when we discuss all this, I'll be explaining all this. But yes, LRS का है local redundant ये आपका storage, local redundant storage. Okay, you can ignore this point. इसमें ज़्यादा grill मत करो. If you so third point को ignore कर दो. Okay, fourth वाला भी that's completely fine, because if you don't understand what is RAID अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ा concept है Windows का. People who understand RAID, they will know what exactly it's trying to say here. Major चीज है ये वाला, आपको first point जो है ना ये याद रखना है. The moment you remember the first point, second आपको वैसे ही आप self-explanatory point है. And if you say these 2 points, it's good enough. So
Sohail
is
bhai,
LRS clear to all?
hello.
Yes, tell me.
Sohail bhai, my doubt is that the durability options which it is giving for storage account or like any like files or the disk which we are keeping in that storage account. That's not clear to me. Like
No, what else
means
do you
it,
mean by storage account? If files are not protected, what else do you mean by storage account? If I tell you that okay, I'm backing up your folder, and I say कि नहीं इसके फाइल अंदर के copied नहीं है, तो what am I backing up then? Folder अपने आप में कोई चीज होती है क्या? Storage account is just a logical boundary, right? उसके अंदर की जब तक files और सारी चीजें covered नहीं होगी, it doesn't make any sense. Not only in Azure, everywhere कहीं पर भी. If I tell you
so
कि
मतलब
ठीक है भाई मैं आपका घर की रखवाली कर रहा हूँ, you're going out for a day, I'll tell you हाँ मैं आपके घर का ये कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है, ध्यान रख रहा हूँ, I'm the backup here for your house, और बाकी अंदर से सब चोरी हो गया ना, नहीं यार मैंने आपके घर का ध्यान रखा है. Does it make any sense? No. So to answer your question, when they say storage, they mean everything, whatever comes under that storage account, whatever
yeah,
comes
so
under that storage account.
means if I have a virtual machine, right, and there is an operating OS disk and data disk, and the data disk sizes also are like more than TVs. you can consider. So
Hmm.
even that is they are replicating 3 times. They are keeping 3 replicas. Of
No,
even that.
don't get confused. Where did you see the storage account for your virtual machine? First, tell me that. Where did you ever see the storage accounts for virtual machine? We have created
But
so many virtual machines.
But we
See?
said that we keep even disks in the storage account.
No, we can. If you copy it from your on-prem, you can keep it, right? You can. When I say the disk, that means your external disk or your unmanaged disk. You have created these many machines, right? इसका storage account देखा आपने कहीं पर भी? Go ahead to your subscription, to your machine, and try to find it out कि इस machine का storage account कहाँ पर है? See, I have this one, I have this machine, right? 2 machines I have. And if I go to storage account, my storage accounts, I don't see storage account for any of those. ये storage account तो मेरा बाद में practice के लिए बनाया हुआ है, right? And this is my for PowerShell. So there is no storage account for your virtual machine. Don't get confused. Good, you asked. Clear,
मुझे
sir?
समझ नहीं रहा है सर कि मतलब कोई भी चीज मींस Azure में like we are taking any kind of disk or anything that's going to get stored in the storage account, right? Or
No.
that's not the scene.
No. When we create storage account and save something storage account, तभी storage account में होगा. When we are creating a virtual machine, it is creating a managed disk. वो Azure संभाल रहा है. उसका storage account भी Azure संभाल रहा है. Whether it is in storage account, we don't know. Whether it is in blob या कहीं पर भी कुछ भी रख रहा है, Azure उसकी responsibility ले रहा है. You don't have to worry about it. And if you want to backup that, उसका backup का पूरा process अलग है. So do not get confused or combine storage account और virtual machine. आपका जो डिस्क बनता है वो एक अलग से डिस्क बनेगा. यू कैन सी इट हियर एज अ डिस्क. अब जो मैंने मशीन्स बनाई है ना उसकी डिस्क यहाँ पर आपको जरूर दिखेगी. सी एंसिबल टावर एंड यूटी क्लाउड, इसकी डिस्क डेफिनेटली दिखेगी मुझको, राइट? बट डू यू सी समवेयर कि ये जो है किसी स्टोरेज अकाउंट का हिस्सा है? डू यू सी समवेयर? हियर लुक एट दिस. स्टोरेज का टाइप दिखेगा आपको, साइज मिलेगा, ओनरशिप मिलेगी, रिसोर्स ग्रुप. बट डू यू सी इट समवेयर? इवन इफ आई क्लिक ऑन दिस वन, कहीं पर भी आपको दिख रहा है क्या कि ये आपके स्टोरेज अकाउंट का हिस्सा है? So don't get confused with that. Virtual machine completely एक अलग चीज है. उसका जो डिस्क बन रहा है उसका everything after that it will be taken care by Microsoft Azure. You don't have to worry about it. कि वो किस storage account में रखा है, कहाँ पर रखा है, you don't have to worry about it. If you want to backup that, you come to virtual machine and you do the backup. But this backup has nothing to do with your storage account. Okay, you come here and यहाँ पर कहीं पे आपको backup. See, this is the backup. यहाँ पे आपके वर्चुअल मशीन का बैकअप होगा, आपके डिस्क का बैकअप होगा. इट हैज नथिंग टू डू विथ योर स्टोरेज अकाउंट. क्लियर गाइस?
तो सोहेल भाई
Yes.
जो कल हम जो डिस्कस कर रहे थे उसमें like we were saying that in storage account we can keep file blobs even
हाँ,
disk. तो वो
right.
जो डिस्क है वो कौन से डिस्क है?
वो लेट्स से इसका बैकअप लेने के बाद मेरे पास एक अलग से डिस्क पड़ी हुई है. दैट आई वांट टू कीप इट समवेयर. डिस्क व्हिच आर अटैच्ड टू योर वर्चुअल मशीन वो स्टोरेज अकाउंट में नहीं होगा. मैंने इसका बैकअप ले लिया और एक डिस्क मेरे पास पड़ी हुई है, अलग से लाइंग पड़ी हुई है, ठीक है, जो किसी और वर्चुअल मशीन से अटैच्ड नहीं है. और मे बी आई कॉपीड अ डिस्क फ्रॉम माय ऑन प्रेम and using that disk I want to create a virtual machine in future. So as of now I have a disk, external disk जो आप देखते हो, right? एक्सटर्नल डिस्क समझ लो उसको आप, जो आपके किसी लैपटॉप से कहीं पर अटैच नहीं है. बस मेरे पास एक डिस्क अटैच, एक डिस्क पड़ी हुई है. आई वांट टू सिक्योर दैट डिस्क समवेयर. दैट टाइम वी कैन यूज स्टोरेज अकाउंट. जो भी डिस्क आपके वर्चुअल मशीन से अटैच्ड है उसको और स्टोरेज अकाउंट को लिंक मत करो.
Okay.
Okay, for example if I take a snapshot of this one, of this machine, I don't want to do it right now because then actual machine को corrupt कर देता हो कभी कभार if we don't follow it properly. So if I take a snapshot here, इसकी एक disk बन जाएगी. And that disk if I want to move somewhere, I just want to preserve it. Let's say that I want to take a snapshot of it. Okay, capture कर लिया, इसकी disk मुझको मिल गई. Okay, let's try doing that. Okay, now do you see एक disk यहाँ पर बन रही है? it will create a disk. Now this disk, if I want to keep it somewhere, I can move it from here. I can keep it in some storage account. I can copy it somewhere. I can download it. I can give it to someone. Maybe you can, I can download it, give it to you in pen drive. You can go ahead and copy it in your machine, or just log out from my subscription and log into your subscription and then upload that disk ताकि future में आप उससे machine बना पाओ. That disk you will keep in storage account. You can keep it in storage account. Clear hai? Now see, this is the disk we have. This one we can move to any storage account. And that time it will be under the append blob जो हम discuss कर रहे थे. Yes guys, any doubt anyone has still not understanding? First, did you understand the question?
Even by the last part, can you explain the clone to
नहीं clone नहीं, don't go into clone. Clone वाला हमारा पूरा detail बाकी है. ये वाला हिस्सा जब करेंगे ना, ये हमारा cloning and backup and disaster. Backup में हम restore भी सीखेंगे, clone भी सीखेंगे. So don't worry about it. ये पूरा detail में हम सीखने वाले हैं. So don't worry about it. I was just explaining it to him that which disk you can keep in storage account. The disk which is attached to your virtual machine, your OS disk वगैरह, वो किसी आपके manual storage account में नहीं जा रही है. That's the simple thing. Clear?
yes. Yes.
So less than a minute is left, guys. Let's rejoin the session and we'll continue discussing on this one. So we were talking about LRS. LRS is done here. It's local redundant storage. 3 replicas in one region. The moment I say in one region, you should know कि protection किसके against मिलेगा, disk के against and rack failure के against. Similarly, we'll discuss these other options now. So we'll just wait for the session to finish. Let me stop it and we'll join without any break, same link.